There we go. Listen to some tunes. Of course, you guys can't hear it, but this is the new Disturbed tune that I'm listening to that just came out today, this morning, and it's just amazing. Honestly, it's very classic. Disturbed from like the Believe album, sounding like. Time. Such a good song. But how's it going, everybody in the chat? Not that everybody's actually here yet, but like something though, it's gonna be a recurring theme, I'm sure, as we get further and further along with trying to keep on a budget and everything like that, of how cheap parts can actually just be really terrible quality. Like, there used to be a time where you could buy cheap parts and they were made with quality. Not anymore, though. And it sucks, right? But, you know, it's how it goes, right? Unfortunately, when it comes to when we want to, you know, do more content, or not content, sorry. When we want to build more cars and cheaply, it gets a little tough. So as an example, I mean, today, right? Or not today, actually, this was yesterday. I did that video on repairing the front bumper cover, right? On the Aero G front bumper cover that's made in Taiwan. Which I've never seen car parts made in Taiwan, but this is the first. This is the first, right? So, you know, repairing it when it's a brand new piece, there should be nothing wrong with it. It was actually installed on this guy's car, and he tried to repair it, but I don't think he did a very good job of it. And I truly don't know what type of epoxy he used, and I don't think he let it cure properly. So it's been on my deck now for, let's say, for over a day now. Like, tomorrow, I am going to check it out. Like, I'm going to cut the zip ties and see if it all holds together. And then I'm going to put it through a little bit of a durability test. Like, I'm not going to be, like, dropping it or anything. But basically, because if you saw my video, you know, on the, what would be the passenger side, it was very much not attached at all. So what I will do is I will grab it from that point and try and do this again and see, will it break the epoxy? If it doesn't, then it should hold up on a car. Should. So that's going to be the plan. I still do want to reinforce it. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. Like, because there is that bar stock, which I don't even know what that bar stock's actually from. Because it's not a piece that I have. It's genuinely, I don't know what it is. But also, like, when it comes to that, attaching it, how it would be attached is with epoxy as well. And I've just been using this Gorilla Clear Glue, and it actually works really well. I used it on my old hood to get the studs to stay in place for the hood scoop, and it held for a long time. Like, up until the whole thing ripped through my hood, to be fair, but that wasn't the epoxy's fault, to be fair. There was some air that got underneath the hood scoop and made it fly right off. So, unfortunately, and so that's why I elected to do the sort of front end swap that I've done, is because of that. I did not like the look of, you know, having the regular, like, GT scoops later on the car, and so I just said screw it. But yeah. How am I comfortable with those curtains open at night? What if something is watching you? Well, I've got a protector right here. You know, if something is watching me. Like, I live in a town of 3,300 people. If somebody's watching me, I've got a gun, for fuck's sakes. Like, I can protect myself if I have to. It's not really the end of the world. Like, and it's not unusual to hear pot shots happening out here, genuinely. Because, again, this is the country, you know? But nothing's gonna happen out here. That's not how that works. So we're good there. But yeah, like, see? He's watching out for me right now. He's just looking out the window, chilling like a Magellan. But yeah, and here's the thing though, if you live in fear like that, it's not really the way to live. Because even if I was in a big city, it's like, ooh, wow, my curtains are open. You can see my business. And doesn't really bother me at all. And I've been living out here for coming up on 8 years now. So never had a problem. Never had anybody break into my house. Never had a problem with anybody trying to steal anything. So yeah. But hopefully you're doing well there, Interstellar. And also we see it's weird. It keeps showing like 18 people, 19, 21, and then dropping down to 8, and then it jumps back up again. And it's so weird what's going on. But we already have 4 likes on the live. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, that is any small town for the most part. Small towns, everybody knows everybody, right? Like, and that's the thing. Now, granted, do I know like a ton of people in town? Not necessarily. But if I saw their face, I recognize them, and I might not know their name, but I know who they are. And they say me, and they know me. They know me because of my cars. They know me because like I'm just out and about a lot. So yeah, it's not like I said. Small town vibes are the best. Hey, Elvis, how goes it? When you die, you know why. Sorry, I'm listening to some Disturbed on the Spotify throughout my headset. So that's why I'm actually using the headset, to be honest, is to do this. I haven't done this in a while with listening to music while I'm live on YouTube, but it's great. It's great. But yeah, it is kind of sad though. Of like the quality of new parts can just be a joke. Like as an example, so not only with like that bumper cover that it got here and it was broken. If we go back to this time last year and the issues that I was dealing with a starter that, like, the starter failed, and I think it's because of the starter solenoid, so I ended up replacing both. And the starter that I got was bad out of the box. Like, what was happening with it was that you would try and start it, and at times, it would misalign itself with the flywheel, and just not want to disengage from that, and it didn't have enough juice to actually turn itself. So what you had to do, and this was such a dumb thing, and I dealt with this, and it was the most hilarious thing, and it made the best little short video of a meme that I think I've ever done on the channel, was I showed that you had to, and if you didn't have the ignition on, this wouldn't work. So you had to have the ignition on, go over to the front of the car, and turn the motor over by hand, just by turning the fan back and forth, kind of back and forth, until you hear a click. Once you heard that click, the Bendix would go back into the starter, and then you can go back and fire the car up. Although sometimes it would get stuck again, and then you had to do it again. It was a pain in the ass, especially when I was having to screw around with getting food deliveries out. Because that was my job at the time. So, it was not fun. Hi, Saber! Hey, buddy! So, I got my kitten in behind me, and I've got a fat cat that is wanting attention down there. Hey, Saber! Come here, bud! Come here! That is a terrible joke, Caleb. Terrible joke. What time is it there? It's past 1 a.m. there? It is past 2 a.m. here. Like, I am in, mountain time here, so. Hey, Saber, come here. You should still have food, so I think you just want attention. Hiding with and again. Come here. Yeah. There we go. Oh, Wayne, take control. If he raises his head again. Mwah. I got the kitties. Neener, neener, neener. Did I get the front clip bonded? It appears to have held. I will cut the zip ties tomorrow and check because I just wanted to give it like a full 24 hours to kind of cure. At the very least, it's actually gonna be a little longer than that. It'll be like closer to probably 30 to 35 hours to cure, so it should be fine. I will say, like I said, I will do a quick video as like a short, and like I'll put my phone on the tripod, and then I will grab it from that, you know, that front clip where it was actually like flopping around like it was. I'll grab it from that point, and I'll do this with it, and see, does it stay in place? Is it gonna need that? Is it gonna need that reinforcement that I was talking about, or not? Because if it breaks again, it's not a hard fix. It'll take me a grand total of like 2 minutes to put it back together. But yeah, and nah, he's all good. To be honest, the cat shouldn't be hungry. Like I only fed him what, about 2-3 hours ago. They should be fine. But yeah, and I appreciate the sub there, Interstellar. Thank you. You are awesome. But yeah, so you know, that's giving you be quiet there. See, I mean, Rascal, he has resting bitch face. That's what he is. Like, Rascal! Hey, Rascal! 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 Look! Look at the life! He's just looking at me now. Hey? Hi, buddy. It's not very often that I get the cats, you know, in on the streams. It's very rare, actually. But yeah, no, honestly, we just vibe, we chill, we chat cars and everything in the chat. Like, cause tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna check that, and then I also want to, oh, actually, that's what I should do tonight. I'll have to look at it though, just in case, because I don't want that thing to swell. So the T-Bird battery was like dead. It's so dead that it had 0 voltage. I've never seen a battery that dead. So it's been sitting in here for over 24 hours. So it should be fully de-thawed at this point. So I'm gonna put my charger on it, and if I see that battery swell at all, it's cooked. Like there's no saving that. Which kind of sucks. And I don't believe Pumbaa's battery will fit. Because, okay, for reference, my dad had a 2005 Dodge Magic SXT all-wheel drive. I nabbed the battery out of it because it was a good Mopar battery. And you can... Like, having a good battery lying around is great. I don't think it'll fit in that car, and I know it definitely won't fit any of the Fox bodies, so... It makes it a little tough. I am not going to buy a new battery for that car, because again, it's not my car. Got a way to check the voltage on the battery? Here's the problem. I tried to check the voltage with my battery tester. 0. My battery tester wouldn't even turn on. That's how low a voltage it had. Testifying, I was running on my mind, let the record show. I did it all for rock and roll. I don't know if you can on that, to be honest. Like, that is a... It is a Napa lead-acid battery. But I don't know if you can actually pop anything off, and I don't really want to do that. Even though it's way out of warranty at this point. It's 5 years old. You know, if that battery's still good, I'd be surprised, but I don't know. It was fine up until we had that nasty sort of cold front. You know, only about a week ago. Because, yeah, like, and the thing is, that battery was so dead that I hopped in the car, put my key in the ignition, and there wasn't even noise with the door open. None of the electronics came on. Like, that battery was dead, dead, dead. And usually, like, you can get the electronics to come on, maybe, like, the door buzzer to start buzzing, right? I've never seen a battery that dead. Divide, got it on the right, wrong or right, it's not to find. Yeah, exactly. It should be, honestly. But, you know, that's okay. If it's dead, it's dead. Worst case scenario, I'll just take a battery out of any of the other 2 cars and use that in the T-Bird when I have to take it out. It's not a big deal. But it's actually interesting because I got a comment on one of my videos earlier, and somebody asking if I'm gonna do more sort of driving videos. Which, yeah, I do plan on it, but I want to ask you guys in the chat, what would you much rather see? Would you want to see another video of me out at Ghost Lake again, drifting on the lake, ice drifting, or do you want to see a time-lapse video out to Jasper? Because regardless, I'm going to be doing both these videos. But, yeah. And actually, that's not my name. My name is Katarina. You're missing the extra A. But also, like, Swati, did you not look at the title of the video? Because it does say Automotive Live with Katarina in the title. Just saying. It's right there. Oh, we got somebody from Uruguay in the chat? Cool. You don't see that too often. How's it going there, Leonardo Mania? What up there, dude? Hello from Alberta. Alberta, Canada. How goes it? You like my video? Which video? I have over 1,600 videos to choose from. Oh, how do I say that? I do not speak any Spanish, so that'd be no habla español. There we go. Oh yeah, I mean, so many people do that, even like in my TikTok streams, which is even easier to see my name. I still get people asking, what's your name? Like, it's right there. It's just kind of funny. I don't know who that is. But no, I mean, right now, what am I even rocking out to? This is House of Wolves by MCR. Good old My Chemical Romance. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, this is just a minor warning. Don't, I know you meant that tongue-in-cheek and stuff like that, but some people might get very offended by that sort of thing. Just don't make those kind of jokes in my chat. I'd very much appreciate it. So, again, I know you don't mean anything bad by it, but it's one of those things. I know people can get very upset from that. No worries, dude. Like I said, I'm just giving you a warning. It's all good. I sing a song in Hindi? You think this white-ass girl is going to be singing songs in Hindi? You are nuts, sir. Nuts. Especially the girl that can't really sing that well. So. Oh, God. But yeah. Ooh, good old, Ooh, I know the song. Who was it by, though? Oh, hi, fat cat. But yeah, so anyways, but like I said, for the people in the chat that actually watch all of my videos, because I know Cole does, I know Christopher does, what would you guys rather see? And again, both these videos are going to happen, but which one would you rather see first? A time-lapse video of me driving, which I am actually thinking of putting my phone up in like the corner window and trying to, film it that way. Or would you rather see me do another video, but this time it's more of like a point of view, but like showing all of my steering inputs, my pedal inputs, everything by having the camera in the corner window this time at Ghost Lake? Because again, I'm going to do both these videos, but what would you rather see? I know which one's going to do better, admittedly, because I seriously doubt that time-lapse video is going to do much on thing, but you never know. You never know. Oh, shoot. Whoops. That was a mistake. There we go. I'm back. Welcome back. Everybody, sorry. I accidentally, when I was flipping through my songs, I accidentally clicked on it rather than clicking next, so that it closed this, and yeah. You want to see the time lapse? So, okay. In a couple of weeks, I will be actually taking the 82 out for one of its final voyages, to be honest. I'll be taking the 82 Mustang and driving it out to Jasper. Which Jasper, it's a beautiful drive. Now, granted, I've actually never driven there, but I know it's a gorgeous drive. So, yeah. And it'll be, I don't know how quick I'll make the time lapse, but I can imagine it'll be a decent length. And the one thing that I will do, because if anybody's watched any of my time-lapse videos in the past, the entirety of the time lapse, whether it is a 10-minute time lapse, whether it is a 30-minute time lapse, I usually talk for the entire time. So yeah, going to the mountains. Oh yeah, again, Jasper is in the middle of the mountains. It is gorgeous out there. Although they had fires that decimated the town this past summer. It was bad. That way. And hey, appreciate that, Swatty Beats. No worries. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. I'm alive, singing, hey, hey, man, I'm alive. If everyone cared and nobody cried, if everyone loved and nobody lied, if everyone shared and swallowed the pride, we see the day that nobody died. See, and the sad part is, and I don't understand why, any video I do where I'm working on the car does shit for views, and I don't get why. Like, I'd much rather, like, do a lot more of working on cars. Absolutely. But, unfortunately, it just doesn't do well. Like my T5 swap video, it doesn't have a lot of views at all. It has, like, 600 views, I think. Now, granted, it's an hour-long video, but still. Like, that's kind of brutal. You know, the 8.8 rear end swap, I think, has like 1,000 views. Which, again, is not great for, like, very long videos, to be honest, to only have that little bit of views. But yeah. And yes, this is Nickelback. We'd see the day when nobody died. If everyone cared and nobody cried. If everyone loved and nobody lied. If everyone shared and swallowed the pride. We'd see the day when nobody died. Such a good song. Like, here's the thing. I love Nickelback. I hate Chad Kroger. And oh, what is your grudge race? What are you grudge racing? Either day, nobody died. I love how this person said bye-bye, and they wanted me to sing. And even though I said I'm not a good singer, so I do sing, and now they're saying that my voice is very bad. I warned you. I know you see mom. I know you miss your dad or mom. Yeah, I can't rap. I don't even know why I'm trying. But yeah, it's obviously Eminem, right? Like my stuff is all over the place. But yeah, like honestly though, I wanna like now that the weather is starting to slowly get better, like I want to get more videos, especially like working on stuff. Like the next video that will be out though, I will say, is gonna be a headlight restoration video. I'm gonna try and do this tomorrow and have it uploaded and ready to go for Sunday. That's the goal. We'll have to see how everything works out. Should work well though. Hey, appreciate that, Benjamin. And you like the junkyard tour videos. See, now, I will be doing more junkyard tours in the coming weeks. Like, I want to. Now that the weather's starting to get nicer again, I am planning on doing some road trips to go to some junkyards, admittedly. 5 grand is going to put forged rods and pistons in your K24 Accord and tuned all motor. 220-ish horsepower, spray a 200 shot to it. Oh, and some sodium exhaust valves. Nice! No, I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to make around 400 wheel, I think it'll be a riot. Now, granted, that's with nitrous, but still. Like, that's awesome. And then Arda mentioned it'll be like 2 to 3 weeks till they upload anything, waiting on parts, going over how to shorten a 1-ton axle and weld on a 4-link kit for less than $50, not including the axle. Oh, wow! That's pretty cool, honestly. I didn't know you actually posted content, to be fair. Because I don't follow you on here. You know, like, I've seen some of your videos in my Discord, but that's about it so far. Because, like, I follow, like, a lot of different channels, whatever else. It's very difficult to try and keep up to all of them. Admittedly, like, I skip a lot of videos. Because I'm always watching something, typically. So, yeah. And you're racing a C4... So, Spank mentioned with their Accord here, they're racing a C4 Corvette LT tuned Port 350. Oh, you should smoke that. Like, even if it's modified, I still think you'd win that. As long as you can hook. You know, that's going to be the trick. Because, yes, it is front-wheel drive. They are known to be wee when you put a bunch of power to them. Because everything is fighting a front-wheel drive in a launch. Like, if it was rear-wheel drive, you know, just hook and book, right? But I could probably spray 100 shot untuned now and beat the Corvette. Here's the thing. Okay, so do you know how much power that Corvette's approximately making? Or is it, like, stock, for the most part? And Christopher C. says, I'm really thinking about swapping my 93 Fox to Chevy because I'm not wanting to be limited to 500 break the limit of small block Ford. I mean, that's fair. The one thing is, though, if you want to keep it Ford, but still run, like, a lightweight sort of engine, it might not be a horrible idea to look into an aftermarket block. Because, like, aftermarket blocks can hold well over 1,000 horsepower. With small block Ford internals. Just say, it is a thought. Like, depending on how much you actually want to push out of it, to be honest. Oh, that's true. There is a lot of channels trying to do a bunch of stuff. Like, I mean, with me, I cater to way too much shit, to be honest. Like, let's be honest here. Yes, for the most part, it is... With, like, my cars and everything, you know, like, it mostly caters towards the Fox bodies, but I do branch off, and as an example, like, when it gets warm again, I wouldn't be shocked if I go back down to my buddy's place in Vulcan there and review more of his cars. Because he's always going through inventory of cars, and then I find a few vehicles, you know, to drive. Like, his Hot Rod should be on the road by then. And a few other vehicles. Like, his other Charger should be on the road. So that'll be fun, honestly. In the 90s. And stock Chevy small block Chevy will hold 1,000 horsepower. But how much you'd have to spend to get that small block Chevy to 1,000 horsepower... Which even like 1,000 horsepower of a stock block, small block Chevy seems a bit high, but you could spend the same amount and keep a small block Ford, and it'd be a lot more unique, to be honest. You'd like to be around 700 horsepower for the power to weight ratio. Okay. So 700 horse, I mean, yeah, that's actually not too bad to do in a smaller Chevy. You're probably still going to spend a close to about 15, 20 grand to get to 700, though. Where you might be able to do it for about the same price with an aftermarket block. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Just saying. Like, I'd look into it. That's all I'm saying. Let's see, Spang said their 3.1 V6 Cutlass chopped more than his Corvette. And he also said, I know it's stock because nobody hardly tunes stock computers for that car. I mean, you're not wrong, you know? Let's see, and Arden said if I didn't get a 3208 Cat, I would have ended up going to the oil field supplier and building an engine out of loose 4 to 5 inch pipe cutoffs, welding up another one of those loose scrap. Fair. I mean, your abomination that is that T-Bird is fascinating to me. Like I said, I would love to actually see that thing in person and like do my own video on it. Like I said, I don't have to drive it. I just want to show it as it is, this wild thing, and show it running. That's all I want to do, genuinely. Because you mentioned that like it snaps axles quite often, so I don't really want to be the cause of it snapping an axle. But I'd love to just see it run in person. And you've done several 400 space small block Chevy around 600 torque, all motor. Oh yeah, like it's not super difficult. It just you'd spend, like I said, about the same amount of money, to be honest. That's all I'm saying. You know, and it's kind of cooler to me if you actually did an aftermarket block that is a small block Ford, as opposed to doing the thing that everybody does when they get limited and go either LS or that sort of idea, right? It's common. Why not do something a little different? In the 90s. Running in the 90s. A lot of fun. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that 3208 Cat motor, like, he has that in an MN12 platform Thunderbird. It's like a 92, I think. It's actually on Marketplace. Which is funny. Like, he has it up on Marketplace. It's like $1 million. I don't know if it's like, if he's actually serious about the pricing on it or not, but like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that thing is insane looking, you know? It's a 93. Okay. I was 1 year off. But the thing is nuts, honestly, and I love it. You know? I think what's helping me is I have a second gen LT1 just chilling in the garage. Okay, I get that. I get that. If you just have it sitting there, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. As you know, I like to do stuff that's different. I don't like to do the easy things, so it's fair enough. I get it. I mean, honestly, yeah, like, you know, my absolute dream, even though it's stupid and it would add a lot of weight to the car, but I'd love to shove a T56 behind my inline six. It'd be dumb, 100%, but it'd be cool. But genuinely, though, what would probably happen in the future is I wouldn't actually go T56, but rather I would try and find like a TKO or something that's a 5-speed that has like custom gearing and where like the 5th gear is like geared extremely tall, so that I just get the ultimate fuel economy. You know, that's gonna be like the goal in the future. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm forced to see. I think I'm on my way. Oh, it hurts to live today. Oh, she said, don't you wish you were dead like me? See, I don't see a purpose to putting 411s in the car. The only reason why, like, I'm running 355s, and it's a perfect setup. Like, it's a perfect street strip sort of rear gear ratio. The car accelerates very well as it currently sits with the 355s. And I don't have a problem with it, right? But I don't know, we'll see. You've been pricing Ford blocks and rotating assemblies? Oh, okay, that's cool. And you like your 4G6s in your truck? Well, yeah, you got tall tires on the truck, though, to be fair. So, makes sense. Wait, don't need more than this. I wanted more than this. Now, but like the thing is, when it comes to throwing in the if my brain work here, like if I put 411s in it, I'd have to run like 28-inch tall tires all year round, and that's just not going to happen, right? So I get more acceleration with no power mod. I also get my... So here's the thing. With the small tire I have on the car right now for winter, I put 411s on that thing. It's going to be like 3,500 RPM going on the highway. It would be awful. I mean, to be fair, isn't a 2.3 a small block Ford pattern? For the most part, so it wouldn't be hard. Like, and my inline 6, again, would not be hard at all. I can genuinely, like, not the inline 6 that's currently in Stitch. The engine that is in Hail Mary would be so goddamn easy to do in 256. Be so easy. Because it's a small block Ford balancing pattern. And I can use a V8 clutch. I can use a V8 starter. And... Sorry, something just started playing that I'm like, this isn't my list? Really? This isn't my list. I mean, fair enough. But I don't remember adding this. But yeah. Actually, I don't want this. So let's change the song because I don't want Stone Temple Pilots. Oh, there you go, Paramore. Perfect. Oh, yeah. That's a given. K24s are getting so popular that it makes sense. Well, and the thing is, like, I am thinking of... Again, I don't know. Like, okay, so you guys know that I picked up an 8.8 rear end a little while ago, right? It's got 373s in it. But the clutches are bad in it. And it's out of a turbo coupe, so it actually had ABS on it with rear discs, but there's no backing plates. Apparently the clutches are bad in the differential. But initially, I was going to swap that into Stitch with rear discs and then shove the 8.8 that's in Stitch into Hail Mary, but I'm going to be selling Hail Mary. So now I have a tricky thing to do. Do I just keep that 8.8 for a rainy day? Because you never know, I might need it down the road. And it should be 31 spline axles, actually, being a Turbo Cooper, and I would think. I could be wrong, but I think it is. And it's like an 88, I believe. Or 87, sorry. Rear end. I think it's an 87. Wait, what? Arden mentioned that the Cat actually has a billet 4340 crank and forged 4340 rod set in it, and it's 640 cubic inches. It's too expensive just to buy out of a book. Could just buy a Ford Raptor. No one wanted it for the motor and only the truck. What? I am so confused what you just said, but... Now I'm into you, I'm into you. Monetize, I'm into you. Kettle Paramore. I don't know. We'll see. Again, money's a little tight right now. I just don't know. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see. Because not gonna lie, that rear end would be badass in the Stitch. You know, four-wheel disc brakes on the car? Fuck me, that'd be great, right? But although I don't know if I could run 14s with rear discs. It's gonna be tricky. I'd have to look into that. I'd have to ask JoJo, the girl I got it off of. She's a Ford mechanic. She'd probably know, actually. And she deals with these old cars, too, so... I don't know, we'll see. I mean, hey, if anybody wants to donate me all those parts, I wouldn't say no. You know those small yard big trucks? I know where there's a few that have turbos that my K24 will spool good. I mean, here's the question. With you boosting your K24, how much boost are you wanting to push through it? What bulbs am I going to use on that front clip? Oh, I'm not using that front clip, though, Chris. I'm selling it. I'm not putting that on my car. Like, God, no. I will never, ever swap a 4i front end for an Arrow. That's not happening. I am only doing that and fixing it just to sell it. That's all I'm doing. Like, and there is actually a swap meet coming up in March, which I want to set up a table there at the Red Deer swap meet for that. So I don't know. We'll see. Because that might happen to you. You might see a video, and I have thought about actually going live here on YouTube for the event. I've thought about it, but we shall see if I do that or not. Because it'd be kind of cool. Oh, no. I didn't say power. I said boost. Like, how much boost do you want to push? Because, yeah, 500-ish for the track and 350, 375-ish for the street. But, I mean, that could be the difference between 10 pounds and 30 pounds, genuinely, with that. So, because you're already at around 220, right? So, 10 pounds of boost is going to get you, like, 10 to 12 will get you in that 350-ish range. 500 is probably around 25. Yeah, 20 to 25 would be my guess, in that range. Oh, yeah, and I mean, and I might have to do it that way, honestly. Like, if it comes together, like, there will be a little bit of sanding and doing that to it. We'll have to see. And then the thing is, like, I bring that bumper cover, the LX bumper cover, both front and rear, the Arrow hood. Let's see, what else would I bring with me to the swap meet? Because there'd be a decent amount of stuff, honestly, that I'd bring with me. Because I have so many Fox body parts. I would just have to see, because I'd have to borrow my dad's truck for it, though, like, just about guaranteed. Because if it works out, Hail Mary's not going to be around then. And she'll be sold. So, now granted, I could rent a truck, though, I suppose. I could. There is an Enterprise in Olds. And I would just need to rent a truck for the weekend. But that would cost me like $100, though. Ugh. Rather than just, like, with fuel, like, and that's before fuel. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll see. Gonna hear me roar. Good old Katy Perry. Hear me roar. All right, there we go. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see how it works out. Because I mean, I haven't checked on it. Like, I could check on it right now, but there's, like, no light outside, so not worth it. $640K. Yeah, I mean, it... Yeah, that cat motor, like I said, it is insane for that car. Like I said, but you never answer me, though. Is, would I be able to come and do a video on that bonkers frickin' T-Bird? Like, because again, I want to. Because it's freaking bizarre. Do I think the video will do anything? I have no idea. Like, that video could either do absolutely nothing on my channel or take off. I haven't a clue. Because it's weird enough where it might. And, like, look at this crazy creation that somebody did, right? Let's see. Specs at $1,200 for forged rods, Y-scope pistons, K-tuner computer, and tuning software. $750 for K24 A2 head. $300 from Junkyard, and a decent eBay turbo kit for $1,500. Come on, send me this truck. Nice. Oh, hi, Gerhard. Let's see. You like the Fiat Panda very much. Nice. Honestly, hey, you know what? The Fiat Panda is a badass little car. Like, name me a better 4x4 from Europe. It doesn't exist. The Fiat Panda is the best creation of all time for a little 4x4. We never got them over here. Like, I live in Canada. They never did them here. And yeah, like, honestly, they're neat. They're like the ugly duckling of the Fiat world, but they're great. Who doesn't love that? Is it like a Mad Max looking T-Bird? Well, put it this way, Cole. This T-Bird... Oh, how do I describe it? So, the engine is massive. The engine actually sticks out. It sticks up probably a good, I don't know, 3-4 feet above the hood line. It takes up the entire engine bay as well. Like, the entire thing. In this 93 T-Bird. You know? I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, when the city sleeps and I'm the only one and I walk a... Good old Green Day. But yeah, like, the thing is crazy. And it has, like, a plow on the front of it, and it has tire chains on the back. You know, back tires. It's great. I mean, we have the Suzuki Sidekick here, for sure. You know, like, they... And the Sidekick was awesome. It's also the biggest badge-engineered car on the planet. Fun fact, there is 13 different variants of that car around the world. Good old GM. Oh yeah, and Hiluxes can last forever too. Like, absolutely. Especially if they have the diesel in them. Like, and if you know, you know. If you don't know, go look up how to kill a Toyota Top Gear. Now, those videos are so old, and it's actually back when you could only post 10-minute videos on YouTube. So it's a 3-part sort of series that way on YouTube, but when it was done as an episode, it was as one entire episode, you know, on TV. And let's see, and Gerhard asks, does anyone like the E36 BMWs? They had one. Oh yeah, and a 328i. No, honestly, those are freaking fantastic cars. Like, those older BMWs were great. They were actually fairly reliable. You know, they handled very well and very easy to work on. Like, what's not to love, honestly? What's not to love? Only one streaming this time in the morning? I mean, I'm I'm sure there's other live streams going on right now. But yeah. There's not too many people that will decide, you know what, let's sacrifice sleep to talk to my fans, right? But that's why you guys love me, because I sacrifice sleep for y'all. The sun will set for you, and the shadow of the day will embrace the world in gray. Yeah, I probably can't sing this one for shit. It probably sounds like bad. Very bad. But yeah. And you did see that Top Gear episode. Nice. I mean, again, it's a great episode. Every once in a while, I will actually go and watch those videos again. It's great. Oh, here's the thing. I want Marty's Toyota. I really do. But will I be able to ever afford that? I don't know. Depending on how much my YouTube takes off, maybe. Maybe. Oh, nice for you to stay. Good song. The endings aren't so simple. Spank, I saw one of those BTTF black Toyotas at a Streetwise warehouse classic car places in Tennessee. Oh, cool. Like I said, that is like one of the dream sort of trucks that way, is that Hilux. It'd be so cool. But I don't know. We'll see. They're yeah, not surprising, honestly. Like I said, they're like 30, 40 grand for those trucks. I don't know. I could do a budget version of it. Oh wait, you got to be up at 8 to go to work? Well, I mean, you don't have to stick around and talk to me. It's all good. I understand. Everybody has their things they got to do. You know, like it's a Friday night though. You got to work on a weekend. Sadness. Embrace the world in gray, and the sun will set for you. Wait. Gurr mentions they like the sound of old BMW. They also have an E21 320-6 with a Weber Vergasser. E21, what year is that? Kind of cool, honestly. I like it. Just one Saturday a month? I mean, fair. I get that. But still, that's sad, man. Work at the weekend. Oh. Even though genuinely that's what I used to do. I work exclusively on the weekends. Like, I worked Friday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That was my work schedule. Unless if I got called in on other days. But yeah. See, and again, a disturbed tune that most people do not know. Because this is off the Believe album. One day tonight, command you to rise. Knew a girl that had a 2002 and a D9 M3? Oh. Is that girl still available? Because I want to marry that girl. Yes, please. Shit like that? Hi. Set me up, please. Oh, you also? I mean, how many BMWs do you have, Gerhard? Because, okay, you have a Fiat Panda, and then it seems like you have all the dream BMWs. Like, what is your car collection, sir? Because hot damn. I just have a shitbox Fox Body Mustang, a really nice Mustang, and then in my possession there's also a nice 78 Thunderbird. But it's not actually my car. So, your knife. I love night of my eyes. Oh, I mean, hey, you've driven a 2002 more than I have. You know, it would be fantabulous, honestly. I'd love it. Bring on the film in my eyes. Bring the fame of my eye. Burning away. Wait, what? If nitromethane wasn't $300 for 5 gallons, you'd run a 240 horsepower all motor K24 and make 600 plus on nitromethane. I mean, you could, but why? You could put it's just so much more economical to put a turbo NE85. You know? I mean, you said, like, if it wasn't that expensive, which I get that, but yeah. I don't know why anybody would want to run nitromethane on anything, genuinely. No, that T-Bird does not need side pipes or a giant blower sticking out of the hood. No, that T-Bird, what the T-Bird needs, a 4-barrel intake and carb, or what that thing could use. This would just bolt right on, and it'd be perfect. This is a Holley 500 CFM 2-barrel. They would go perfect on the T-Bird. And I almost want to genuinely put this on the car just to see. Right? It'd be so cool. Just drive it around a little bit on the 500 and then compare it. You know? Put the 500 on it. See, okay. Do a 0 to 60 test and quarter-mile test with it. And then compare it to the Motorcraft 2100 or 2150 that's currently on there and see the difference between the two. It'd be great. Wait, you're from Austria next to Germany and Italy. You have 7 cars and 11 motorcycles in your collection. Oh, cool. That is really cool. How many, So, okay. What is all your vehicles? So we know of the E21, BMW. We know that you have a 2002, and we know that you have a Panda. What are the other 4 vehicles in your collection? Because we need to know. Inquiring minds need to know. Put NASCAR aero wheels on it, make it look like the T-Bird from the 79 Daytona 500. Actually, I don't know what that looked like. Let me look. Wanting me, I can feel you pull me down. Daytona. Oh, that's YouTube. I don't want to pull that up. Hang on. It was Bobby Allison that drove the car. T-Bird. Bobby. Allison. Because I don't know how they dress it up, honestly. Okay, let's see. Alright. Oddly enough, nearly. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Looking, honestly. I mean, you could easily do that, honestly, to the car. It wouldn't be that hard. Although they did do a wide body in the rear, though. I see that. And a wide body up front. That looks really cool, actually. And I've got a little front air dam. It's really funny that they kept the chrome bumper on it, though. That's hilarious. Honestly, so he's got... Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. Let's see. So Gerhard has an E21 BMW, the BMW 2002, the E39, the Fiat Coupe 20 valve. Ooh, those are cool. Like, those are actually really cool cars. And their intake system is something out of a storybook. Like, it is gorgeous on those Fiat Coupes. A Lancia Thesis. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. A Fiat Panda and an Alpha 159. Damn, you have quite the eclectic collection. I like it. But what is this Lancia? Let's look up this Lancia. Cocaine and whiskey. Oh! I mean, the car is kind of an ugly duckling, I'll say that. Oh my god. Although, from the back, it looks alright. From the rear, it kind of resembles a Maybach. While I'm lying next to her. Yeah, like, it kind of looks like a Maybach from the back. Because hang on, let's see if I can do this. See? Tell me that does not look like a, like I said, a Maybach. From that, you know, from this angle. But, if you want to look at the front end of it, it's an ugly duckling. It's neat, though, because like I said, we never got those here. Oh, come on. Thank you. Yeah, like, that is... It is a face only a mother could love, right? Like, that is... bizarre looking for the front end. But hey, you know what? It's quirky. I'll say that. It's wild to me. Well, I'm lying next to him. There we go. Put your picture away. I wonder where you've been. I can't look at you while I'm lying next to him. It's a good song. Yeah, oh yeah, like, genuinely. It looks like you morphed a Maybach with a Jag X-Type, but then also you decided to pick up a Kia Magentis. That's kind of what it looks like, you know. Combine those three cars, and that's what the thesis is. It's weird. Very weird. I dig it, though. From God, my world's been looking great. Not as bad as those BMW Zeros. What is wrong with this? Hang on. Pump the brakes. Those things look fantastic. What are you on? No. That is, sir. I will not take BMW Z slander in my chat. Absolutely not. Because they look fantastic. Like, and which one are you talking about? It was not sold often, but it was a nice V6 design. And a Lancia front design of, like, the 30s. Which, yeah, it does have that, like, sort of Art Deco design from back then. But it's not pretty, though. Look at them from the right angle. I mean... I don't see it. But again, the Z3, the Z4, and the Z8 look fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. Genuinely. There was a crazy Lancia Tamos four-door that had a Ferrari V8 out of a Ferrari 308, but it's front-wheel drive. Wait, what? Okay, now, hang on. You're having me wanting to look up this weird shit now. Let's do this. Lancia Tamos. At least I'd assume that's how you say that, because it is Italian. Lancia Tamos. Let's see. I'm looking this thing up now. What is the Tema? Like, there's a Thema, but there's not a Tamos. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look. It looks like a generic car. But you know what's interesting about the Tema? Fun fact: did you know about the Lancia Tema? From 2011 to 2014, there was a rebadged version of a Chrysler 300. Oh, they do exist. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, I found an article from Road and Track. Let's look into this weird abomination of a car, but it looks like I'm nothing of a car. That's so weird. Like, it just looks like a generic car, right? But yet, bless the loon who came up with this idea, and bless the one who approved it for production. In 1986, Lancia created the Tema 8.32, a luxurious front-wheel drive sedan with an engine borrowed from a Ferrari 308. No, really, this is a thing that exists, and it's apparently quite nice to drive, according to Harry Metcalf of Harry's Garage, who features this rare sedan in his latest video. The regular Tema, which featured a various turbocharged four cylinders and a V6, was the result of a tie-up between Fiat and Saab. In the early 80s, the Italians and the Swedish co-developed a front-wheel drive platform to compete with the likes of the BMW 5 Series and Mercedes E-Class. The cars have resulted with the first-generation Saab 9000, Fiat Croma, the Alfa 164, and yes, the Tema. Let's see. To make the ultimate Tema, Lancia called upon Ferrari, its Fiat stablemate, for help. So that's how the Tema 8.32 was ended up with a Ferrari engine, though this isn't quite the same V8 you'd find in a 308. It was based on a 32-valve 3-liter used in the 308 Quattrivole, but its flat-plane crankshaft was replaced with a more traditional cross-plane crank. This changes the firing order and gave the 8.32 a distinct audio signature from the 308. The engine was built by Ducati as well. Wow, this is bizarre. Huh. So, while the Tema 8.32 offered a respectable 215 horsepower, enough to match a contemporary BMW 535i, stuffing a V8 up front made it very nose-heavy. Metcalf says that the weight distribution is like that of a Porsche 911, but backwards. And it was expensive, at around double the price of a four-cylinder Tema. As you might expect, Lancia did not sell very many, just under 4,000 according to Metcalf, and only 9 in the UK. That's kind of a shame because Metcalf finds the 8.32 is a genuinely entertaining car. It's more of a relaxed, powerful cruiser than an all-sports sedan in the mold of a BMW M5. Wow. That is weird. That is very weird. Well, I mean, and also, if we're going to talk about these weird monogamations of two companies building a car, so, did you know that Fiat and Nissan once teamed up to build a car? And You would expect, okay, this was in the 80s, right? So that Lancia, they designed the car, they designed the engine, and then Nissan puts it together, right? Wrong. They did it as Nissan designed, Lancia put it together. The most horrible piece of shit to ever exist, just about. It's hilarious. Like, let's see, I will look it up, and you guys can see this abomination of a car. Because genuinely, why? Why on earth did they do this? I can't remember what the hell it was called, though. Ah, what was that car called? Lancia designed by Nissan. Again, no. I don't want the... It's not popping up for me. What was this car? What was this car? Because this is not showing up. But they did do this. I remember them talking about it. Oh, it wasn't Lancia. It was Alfa Romeo. That's why. It was Alfa Romeo. There it is, the Arda! There we go! Okay. Now, you would think, again, Alfa Romeo and Nissan joining sides, and you think, oh, that'd be a great car. You know, you could have Alfa Romeo design the bodywork, maybe Nissan do the engine so it's actually viable, and Nissan build it? That'd be great. But no! They did it the wrong way around. Because hang on. Look at this freaking car! Again, why on earth did this exist? And it's badged as an Alfa Romeo. But this is clearly some sort of a weird Nissan. And like, it's kind of like a mash between like a Nissan Micra back then and an Alfa Romeo with the grill. Like, what were they thinking with the Arna? Genuinely. It blows my ever-living mind that they built that car. It really does. Because you'd think, a combination of those two companies would be great, but no. 80s design? Yeah, 80s Nissan design. If that was actually designed by Alfa Romeo, oh god, it would have been such a beautiful car. But no, Nissan had to design it. Why? Nobody will know. I mean, I did a video on a Sedan Sentra. The thing did no views on YouTube, but it was a gorgeous car. You know? Looks like a European of an 80s Ford Escort? You're not wrong, actually. Looks like a $200 Geo Metro. That's a Geo Metro if it was from Wish. That's what that is. Like, it's hilarious. And every loss, and every lie, and every truth that you deny, teach regret and teach goodbye. Some mistakes will make you hide, and your voice was all I heard. Well, I get what I deserve. So rascal, rascal, rascal. Rascal! Hi, buddy. You looking? You looking? T-Wheel car. Actually, that's a good thing. Let's see. Alfa Romeo 159. I'm gonna look it up. Because again, I can't recall what the 159 looks like. If my PS4 will load. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Oh, that is lame. Okay, hang on. I need to... Options... There you go. Close that window. There we go. Now it should load. Let's see. Image. Well, wait. The 159 is a gorgeous car. What? That is a beauty of a car. What are you talking about that isn't a beautiful car? That is. Like, I wish we would have got those here. I really wish, but could not be the case. Because genuinely, like, oh, that's such a sexy car. Like, genuinely. Like, the 159? Oh. Like, here. As an example, here you go, guys. Look at that beauty of a car. Like, that thing is sexy. Look at that front end and everything. That grille, those headlights. That is sex amalgamated in a car. Right there, that front end. Just, sexy. Sexy. Love it. Love it. But, you know. Hey, what's wrong with the bird beak? That is a beautiful car. I will not take the slander of a 159 in my chat. How dare you? How dare you? Like, how dare you? You know? Like I said, I wish we would have got those here, but we never did. And even, like, the Brera is sexy, too. Because the Brera is just a hatchback version of it. It is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And when you bought the T-Bird, my phone got a ping notification for Geo Metro, and all I had to say at the time is, what they paid to make a phone ding. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, but okay. And that also would be cool as a rear-wheel drive, because yeah, they were front-wheel drive, but like imagine that as a rear-wheel drive base, but rear-wheel drive dominant, but also four-wheel drive. Like, yes, please, because they did come in all-wheel drive, admittedly. You know, and like, oh, just sexy. Because they only recently started to bring Alphas back over here. Because Alpha was gone from the marketplace since about the 80s or so. But yeah, it's cool, honestly. Oh, you secretly have an obsession in the mid to late 80s Hondas, especially the Civic? I mean, yeah, those are actually, they're coming up in price now. But hey, nothing beats the first gen Civic, though. Except for trying to find parts for it. Like, if you want to build a first gen Civic, good luck. That was a nightmare fuel for parts. Absolute nightmare fuel. Oh, your autocorrect keeps thinking you should write in German. Ah, okay, that makes sense with the ist. Okay, got you. Got you. Things are the things I can do without. Come on. Ah! You know, it was really cool. So, with the keys to that old Hail Mary out there, you know, it came like this, just with these three things. So, you had, you know, the keys for the car, right? And then, you also have this little piston here, right? But it's cool of how kind of accurate this is. Because even they've got the skirting on the piston here. They have the spots where you'd actually put the piston rings in. This had 3 piston rings. And then you have a wrist pin. Like, bro, how cool is this little freaking thing? And, like, when I sell the car, they'll get the keys, but I'm keeping that. And how about Mercedes? Do I like TYPS, some TYPS. What Merc is that? Mercedes? TYPS. I have no idea what that is. Okay, it doesn't show up when I type that. But, I mean, I like older older Mercedes, honestly. Like, right now, there is on Marketplace, I kind of want it. There's a Mercedes 300D from the 80s on Marketplace with a hood stack on it for $3,000. Like, oh! Like, fuck, I wish. Yeah, I mean, I still don't know why you put that cat motor in that T-Bird, admittedly, but it is interesting to say the least. And an LS can still be had for fairly cheap, but it is quite the creation. Actually, hang on. Oh, no, I can't pull it up on here. I have to pull it up on my PC, which is a pain in the ass. Because that thing is going to be frozen right now. Frustrating. Ugh. Oh yeah, like this one apparently it leaks a little bit of oil, but the turbo still works and everything. He showed a video of it actually like rolling coal, out of the hood stack. And I'm like, oh, I want that. And I still want, I mean, do you guys remember? This would have been over a year ago now, I think. But I can pull it up on the PS4 on the YouTubes. And I did a video on an old Mercedes diesel. Fun fact. I wanted the car so bad. I needed to tune up something severe, but let's see. I will find it for y'all. Katarina's. Except for not header, but Karina's garage. Mercedes. Not Mercury, no. Mercedes. There he goes. See if I can find it here. There's that beauty. And look at that! I can see my old live stream from my PS4. That's funny. There it is. A lot of times people thinks the motorist shop is usually a bird turbo sales. That makes sense. I don't believe that one on Marketplace has the stock turbo though. W123 and 124, and 140. Well, hang on. Hang on. I'm going to. See, I did a video, like I said, on this car. I don't know. When was this, actually? Wasn't terribly long ago in the grand scheme of things. This was, like, close to a year ago, I think. It would have been, like... This would have been in, like, May or so. But, honestly, I loved this Merc. It's just such a gorgeous car. If I could, if I could stop talking in the video and move out of the way, that'd be cool. But yeah, like, This was 70s. This was a what year was it? It was a 76 300D. Yeah, I did it just over a year ago. It has 2,000 views. So, okay, if I can stop talking, come on. There you go, girl. From a year ago, I am much faster at this now doing these videos. Oh my god, I watched some of my old videos. I'm like, what was I doing back then? What was I thinking? You know, when I did these. But just look at this beauty of a car. You know, it's just an absolute beauty of a car. W114, you call it. Diesel engines are unbreakable. That oh yeah, like all you gotta do is every about I think it's 100,000 miles or so on those, you just have to adjust the valves and they're good to go. Now this car had a lot of Bondo in it though. Like you can see the Bondo right there. It was pretty bad. But honestly, I wanted this car so bad, and my buddy was selling it at the time. And I think it was like just about the next day that it ended up selling. I'm pretty sure. And then you can see that Civic in the background, which I actually did do a review of that Civic too. You know, and just I'm pretty sure this was automatic. And you can see Stitch in the background there when she still had the old front end on her. I think he sold this thing for $2,500. You know, pretty sure. And just just a thing of beauty, right? And you can tell where Ford got some of their inspirations for their interiors and the Fox bodies from these cars. Like, there's a lot of elements that you can see from this interior that went into the Fox bodies. Even those weird ass headrests. Because again, Ford did that for a couple of years too for some reason. I don't know why. There's still lots of them running as taxi. I'm not surprised by that. And again, just a gorgeous car, honestly. You know? And I would have bought this car in a heartbeat. He was asking 2,800, and I think he got 2,500 for it. And look at how much that door opens up. Like, it opens up at a 45-degree angle. And it's just amazing. You know? And it just and it's just like so comfortable and just genuinely like I'd own one of these in a heartbeat. I really would. You drove an 80s 240D, it was making like 49 horsepower or something like that. You had to drive it flooring the throttle pedal. Yeah, I'm not shocked by that, honestly. Like these diesels were not powerful at all. Those run through the auctions there in a bit in Oklahoma. Oh, nice. Like again, I don't know if I'll ever find such a good deal on one of these. I'm so fucking thoughts on your denial today. And you're feeling so. Now, I just look at how simplistic this engine bay is. Like, there's nothing to it. Because it's just a fully mechanical diesel. And it would have had, like, a Bosch, I think, injection pump on it. Like, there's so much room to work on it. They were an inline six, yeah. I get it. This is a 3-liter inline six in this car. To the headache you're committing to? What is the headache there? That is so simplistic. That's also a non-turbo in that car as well, so no problems with there. Like again, what issues are you committing to? It didn't have that many options either. Genuinely, like this is a car that is so simplistic. It'll just run forever, and it's fine. You know. Oh, stupid ad. It's so sad. I get ads on my own channel when I don't get anything from this, by the way. Like, I do not get anything from these ads when I watch them myself. Because it's my own account. But yeah. So, anyways, you know, like, and I've done videos on quite a few of his vehicles, oddly enough. And they're fun. And he has such the coolest cars around. He really does. And that's just one of those ones that, like, kind of got away from me, you know? Now, the thing is, he does want to find, like, my buddy Corey, he does want to find another Fox body, because he had a Fox body, and he wants another one, but he doesn't want a convertible, though. So he wants a 5-liter 5-speed car, and we'll have to see. I might be able to find him something. But because admittedly, if I buy a 5-liter 5-speed car, who knows? Maybe he'll find something kind of weird like this, and then I'll trade him. Oh, see now, Ladas were such horrible pieces of shit. Like they were terrible. Like honestly, because there was the Lada Riva, which was based on the Fiat 124, and then there was the Lada Niva, which is actually the cool Lada, which is their little hatchback SUV thing. And it was honestly durable, but again, it wasn't a good car though. They were good, just fake propaganda. I've seen so many of them break down. Like, here's the thing: Lada Nivas, I find them for sale actually not uncommonly. And they're always, oh, look at that. It has 1,000,001 problems. The engine doesn't run. The engine has a hole in it, in the block. Whatever it was, you know? It's all the time. Hey, appreciate the subscribe there, Gerhard. Much love to you, dude. Thanks, dude. Seriously. And that's the one thing, like, I have been doing these live streams fairly often lately, too, so you'll see me live a decent amount over the next bit. But yeah, honestly. God, I still think of that Merc every day. Every day. Like I said, just one of those cars that got away. It would have been potentially a nightmare with the Bondo, but man, it would have been great. It would have been great. Stars is under my bed, and I think the voices inside of my head trying to save me, but under your bed. Wait, and what uses the same four-banger as the Mustang? Because the Niva is certainly different, nor did the Riva, so I don't know what you're talking about. They had Fiat motors in them. Well, actually, correction. The Niva had its own engine in it, but the Riva had a Fiat engine. So I don't know where you're getting that they had, you know. Ugh. And it's interesting. So, like, the speedometer was in miles on this thing, too. Of course. And somebody put the stickers on it back in the day. Oh, yeah, Lada Nivas are fantastic off-roaders until they break down on you. That's the problem with a Niva. Like, I would love to get a Niva and just do a K-series or like a B-series Honda swap on it. Genuinely. It'd be fantastic at that point. Lada Mustang? When I look up Lada Mustang, it just shows really horrible looking Ladas that are dressed up like Mustangs, and they look like shit. Like, I'm not seeing anything that is a Lada Mustang. Like, I am confused. Oh, Garage 54 is crazy. Yeah, that's... Oh, that is one fugly looking car. That is hilarious. I probably found the funniest car I've seen in a while. As that, yeah. Wow. All right. You guys wanna see what I'm looking at? Hang on, give me a second here. Okay. Get ready for this absolute beauty of a car. Okay, boom. Okay? This is a Lada Riva that has been dressed up as a S197 Shelby Mustang, okay? You see, proportions don't look quite right. And then the side proportions look awful, and it's got these weird decals on the side of them. Like, that is hilarious, honestly. And then the back. Like, that is priceless. I love it. I love it. And, wait. I think that might be a Ford Sierra in the background. I think that's what that is. That's cool. Or actually, no, it's not quite a Sierra. It's something else, but it's similar. It is so hilarious. There was... Oh, it's got to be on the internet. I gotta find this. I gotta find this. I don't know if I can find any pictures of this, but let's see if I can. So, Pontiac Firefly. Actually, let's go. Pontiac Firefly. See if this will pop up. I almost bought this car. There it is. Oh my god, I found it. No way. It's the first one. I think that's it. Why can't I find... That's the only picture of it? Oh, come on. That doesn't even show the best parts of it. I'm pretty sure that's the same car. Maybe not. Let's see if I can search this stuff. Because it was for sale on Marketplace, and I almost bought it, but... That kind of looked like it, but it didn't look shitty enough, though. That's gotta be it. But again, it wasn't near as riced out then as when I wanted to buy it. Because that doesn't actually look that bad. Because when I saw it, it had like a really shitty wide body on it. It had these taillights that didn't fit it. And it had a full yellow interior. It was fantastic. Let's see. Rebadged every sprint? Oh, yeah. And it's... Here's the thing. That's not a rebadged Chevy Sprint. That is technically a rebadged Suzuki Swift, is what the Pontiac Firefly is. And then the Chevy Sprint, the Pontiac Firefly, the Geo Metro were all rebadged versions of the Suzuki Swift. Oh, people have actually done that. You know, to combine two K series to make a V8. That has happened actually. I've heard of it, and it's pretty cool actually. Came here to function up and have a good time. And here's the interesting part, though, is that the K48, because like I said, it does exist. Honda didn't make it, but somebody did, and they called it the K48. It makes about the same amount of power as what a Ford Coyote has, and it's amazing. Like, it's pretty cool, honestly. I came here to function up and have a good time. We came here to function up and have a good time. Well, yeah, I mean, not that you see, like, Mercury Bobcats ever anymore. Like, those are pretty few and far between nowadays. But, I mean, hey, like we mentioned earlier, you know, the Suzuki Sidekick was the most badge-engineered vehicle on the planet. Like, fun fact, did you know that there was a GMC Sidekick? Canada only. There was also the Asuna Sunrunner. Again, Canada only. There was the Chevy Sidekick. There was the Geo version of it. There was a couple of Chinese versions and a Korean version, and yeah, like I said, there was 13 of them. Insane. Oh, I've seen Bobcats, oddly enough. You just don't see them very often anymore, though. But, like, also at the same time, when's the last time you saw a Pinto? It's not often. Not often. My face is when I'm starting to see. And now I'm thinking, now would be wrong. She's so fucking stupid that she's singing along. The trouble with girls is they're all the same. Forget the diamonds and pearls, they just want a ring. Before you know it, you're like a dog on a leash. You want to try to change the world, but you won't change me. The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. Thought you was a goner, but the bitch came back. She couldn't stay away. Ah! I dedicate that song to my bestie, because this is our song. It's called The Bitch Came Back. And it's fantastic. Anytime we see each other, we start playing the song, and we just love it. We love it. That's the only freaking way she'd leave me alone. Trouble with girls, this is never enough. Love to complain, and they never shut up. Hey! The AMC Gremlin is a beautiful car. What are you talking about? Come on! Which the AMC Gremlin is just an AMC Hornet with the ass end chopped off of it. That's what it is. But it's a beautiful car. And it was designed on a napkin and an airplane, fun fact. It's also the first subcompact hatchback that the US ever created, because it beat out the Chevy Vega by 2 months of production. In the 50s, Canada, there was Mercury full-size pickup trucks. Yes, actually there was. So it wasn't just the 50s, though. Because fun fact, they did them all the way until 1968. They did it, I think it was 32 or so to 68. They're pretty cool, honestly. But there was also, like, Canadian-only Pontiacs, like the Parisienne, the Beaumont, the Acadian, you know. There was a lot of only Canadian-only vehicles. Thought you was a goner. I mean, I don't know why they would do that. Like what Spank said, Mercury should bring back the Cougar, call it the Panther, and design it like the last gen Crown Vic. Why? Honestly, what I'd want is like a longer wheelbase version of a Mustang as a Cougar. Do the Cougar styling elements, you know, like that, and there you go. And call that the Cougar. It would have been cool. Because yes, the majority of the Cougar's lifespan wasn't as a Mustang, granted. granted. But still. Prison gates won't open up for me. His hands and knees are grown. Actually, I need a drink. Hang on. I will be right back, but I promise I'll, like, my fridge is about 10 feet away from me. So give me a second here. My soul, it all I need is you. Come, please, I'm cold. All I scream for you. Hurry, I'm falling. Show me what it's like. You'll be the last one standing. Oh, I only have blue left? Okay, I guess I get a blue. Alright. Not my favorite, but it'll do. And for me, sing it to me. I'll leave this life behind. It's saying it won't saving me. Heaven's gates won't open up for me. Hi! Huh? Hang on. Let's see. Well, here's the thing. If AMC had actually built that mid-engine car, they would have went bankrupt a lot quicker than they did. I understand, like, why everybody would have loved to see it. Don't get me wrong. It would have been fantastic to see. However, and also, the Mercury Marauder, nope. You guys forget, the Marauder name wasn't just on the Panther body. Did you know about this? The Marauder had 2 different generations. So, in the 60s, there was a Marauder that was based on like a Ford LTD in like 68 through 1970. And then there was another Marauder, obviously, that was on the Panther platform from 2003 to 2004. But if I look up Mercury, because again, most people don't even know this exists. I know somebody actually has one of these. Marauder. As I butchered the spelling of Marauder, that's fine. You see, I don't want the second gen. I want the first gen. Again, they're only showing the... Actually, correction. There was 3 generations of it. Because the second generation one is the one I think about when I think of a Marauder. Like, this absolute beauty of an amalgamation of a car. Like, look at that gorgeous beast there. Right? Like, that's just a beauty. You know, like, skirted fenders, everything. These had 429s under the hood, exclusively. And they were just an absolute monster of a car. You know? Again, these were quick. Yeah, Modern Marauder was 2 years, 0304. Yeah, this Marauder. And I know of a guy in one of the car groups that I'm in that has one of these with 1,500 horsepower. It is insane. Oh, you're asking me in CCs of what the 429 would be? Let's see. Let me look up what that is in liters. Give me a second. $429 in liters. That'd be a 7.03 liter engine for the 429. Now this is who I think it is. It is. Yeah, like, let's see. Oh yeah. Wait, there's a few first-gen Coyotes in the junkyard fairly cheap. Interesting. Normally they want a lot of money for Coyotes. Even first-gens. I mean, you want a second-gen Coyote to be fair, but second or third-gen. I mean, hey, so now I never did this for Europe, but for the Canadian / American markets, I did a research project on my own to just for shits and giggles to see, because I was curious. So, reliability, I did this back from 1930 that I found some reliability data for every year to 1930. I compiled all the reliability data for vehicle brands that still exist to this day, because bear in mind, a lot of them died between 1930 to present. And I found that so reliability actually every year slowly was going up. Like slowly going up every single year after 1930. But that's also because gasoline quality was getting better. We were getting higher compression engines and stuff like that, which were actually much more reliable than the older low compression engines. And it keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Actually, in the 70s, it takes a bit of a dip, but then it goes right back up in the 80s. Which is weird, because you'd think that when they start putting fuel injection in the cars, you'd think that would go down, but it actually didn't. So, because a lot of them got it nailed right off the bat. There was just a couple that didn't. And it went up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Then, 2004 hits. And 2004 is the peak reliability year across all manufacturers. And since 2004, like the chart was way up here. And since 2004, it's been going downhill. And I think if I did that same research project again, you would actually find that it's even much lower since 2019. Because again, I did this back in 2019. And what I did was I compiled all the reliability data. So anything as an example, when it came to... It took me quite a while to do this research project. Anything from... Let's see, like recalls from overall vehicles needing to be returned under warranty, anything like that, right? It could even be minor. Like even minor... warranty work. Like as an example, electrical switch stops working or something like that, right? It counts towards its reliability score. And yeah, it's getting it's atrocious now. Like all these vehicles, we're relying too much on technology, and it is making vehicles far less reliable. Like the thing is, I would like to actually see a company go back to making a basic vehicle. And the closest thing we have to that, at least here in the North American market, is the Mitsubishi Mirage. Like, the Mitsubishi Mirage has wind-up windows still. It doesn't even have a locking steering column in it. They can still have a 5-speed manual in them. It has a basic stereo, nothing special. And the engine is just a basic little 4-banger that's nothing special. It only makes like 80 to 100 horsepower. It's not a fast car by any stretch. But I don't know why more companies don't build vehicles like that. It's wild. Well, here's the thing. I don't think that we'll ever see a vehicle with a carburetor again that isn't potentially an off-road vehicle. Because I understand why we got away from carburetors. Carbs can be fantastic, and I've proven time and time again that a carb vehicle can be just as reliable as a fuel-injected vehicle. But most people don't want to deal with the problems with a carburetor. I understand that, because carburetors are a pain. They really are. But when you have one dialed in, they are alright, but you have to know how to, as an example, how to deal with a carburetor, and when it's hot, what do you do with it, and all this different stuff. But, yeah. Wait, Mazda's going away from turbos to more CCM? Or CCs? Think this is a good way? I don't know. Like, turbos are fairly simple, but... Like, genuinely, a turbo can be a fully mechanical thing, because they technically are. But, yeah. Turbos aren't really the problem. There's a bunch of other issues, to be honest, as are plaguing newer cars. That's true. Well, here's the thing. I fight everything with how I tune my cars. So, where I am, I live in Sundre, Alberta, which, hang on. I will look it up to give you the exact number. Sundre? AB? Elevation. And trust me, I am very high up here. So, here in Sundre... Why am I not seeing the, So there we go. So... Where I am in Sundre, I'm 3,586 feet above sea level, right? Which is very high up. Now, for the person that doesn't use feet in the chat, that is 1,093 meters. We also have the little Red Deer River that runs through town, so it's very much a lot of moisture in the air. So it's can be a bit of a pain to tune vehicles to run out here. But yet, I can go out at any temperature and stitch will start, even without being plugged in. It's fantastic. See, here's the thing, Chris. You say you have to change the idle mixture twice a year because of weather? I don't. Like, and I don't use a vacuum gauge either. How I tune a carb? I listen to it, and then I take it out for a burn and see how it is. Then I check the next day, how does it cold start? All that different stuff makes a big difference. Because yes, a vacuum gauge can help, for sure. But again, I don't change my mixture screw because I don't have to. Because I have it dialed in, you know? So what's more of a pain? A carburetor engine giving you engine problems which you can fix with a screwdriver, or an electronic fuel injection engine that's giving you problems more of a pain? I mean, here's the thing. I get what you're saying, but most people don't want to fight a carburetor. Like, a lot of people don't even know that you're supposed to pump the gas on a carburetor to start it. Like, you know, the only way you can get around not pumping it is by having an electric fuel pump, to be fair, but yeah. Well, yeah, every car makes more power when it's colder outside. That's a given because the air is more dense, right? More dense air, which means the same air that exists in the same plane when it's colder, when it's hot, that air is heavier and pushes through the engine faster, right? That's why. Yeah, to pump yours and your 80 dually. Yeah, but do you have an electronic fuel pump? Or is it mechanical? Hey, good morning there. It's just SS8807. How's it going? Yep. Motorcycles have multiple carbs. It's a pain in the ass. All stock mechanical for a 454. That... I mean, that might just be the wizardry of the stock carbs on those things, but because admittedly, motorcrafts you have to pump at least a couple of times, typically. Now I'm free. Oh, I mean, my timing is dialed in, and so is, my mixture screws and everything. And just the problem with my setup. So, okay. Because admittedly, even my buddy with the 1 barrels, they don't have as many problems as I do with my 2 barrel. But I have the 200 inline 6 with a Motorcraft 2100 carb, okay, up top. Then an insulated spacer, that's about yay thick, right? And then there is an adapter which goes from 2 into 1 into the intake. And all of that equates to the atomization of that fuel is nowhere near the same as if it was just a spacer on the intake with a 1 barrel on it. So, yeah, it's very strange. So I do have to pump it a lot more, and people think that I'm flooding the engine with how much I pump it during the winter, but no, I'm not. These guys don't realize that my setup is weird that way, and how it atomizes is bizarre. And you sleep deprived with a newborn and part shopping while she eats. That's fair. I get that. I mean, the only children I have is, well, these. They don't really count, though, do they? I mean, they do in a way. Hey, Rascal. Rascal. Hi, buddy. What you doing? Wait, what? After slight turbo build, you think I should do an all motor, a good lift cam, higher compression pistons, probably like 10.5 to 1 carb intake and headers, and don't forget ARP rod bolts for stock rods. See, here's the thing. When it comes to putting the turbo in the car, I think I'm gonna stick with the forced induction. I won't have to put ARP rod bolts in it, to be honest, because I'm not planning on pushing more than 10 pounds of boost. I'm just not. Even when I head start it, not worth it. I don't really want to do an all motor build with that high of compression. I don't. I'd much rather make something that's slightly lower compression, like 9.5 to 1, with like a turbo or a supercharger on it, and make it, much more efficient. Oh, interesting, Chris. Very interesting. But I guess, mind you, like it is better with your setup as opposed to mine when it comes to what I have to do to make it work comparatively to yours is just like sort of a more stock setup, right? So makes sense, honestly. And the more tech they want to shove into brand new cars, the more you want to go back to an 80s carbureted Ford. I mean, hey, we love our 80s carbureted Fords out here. I mean, after all, there's one in my driveway, and there's one in front of my house, and there's one across the alley right now. Yeah, sure. And you would have a better runner setup because also the one advantage you have, you are with a V8, and you are not fighting. You're not fighting the nature of gravity. So, as an example, okay, V8, you have an intake that goes up like this, from the heads, right? And then your carburetor sits right on top. Well, gravity is assisting you with that and vacuum at the same time. The only thing that I have is the vacuum because my carburetor's up like this, but then it goes down, and then it has to spread across a log style intake and have, you know, and it's just a log, right? It's not up in any way. It's just a log. It's bizarre, honestly, how they work, but it does work. And cars plus turbo, will it work? Yeah, of course. Again, because well, I have. Eh. Because you need the right amount of air to push with your turbo. So that's when you get a big puppy like this. It doesn't look that big. It's a 2-barrel. However, this is a 500 CFM Holley 2-barrel carb. I mean, just look at how big the fuel inlet is. Just saying. And this one's like, the best part is, I can make the fuel line as big or as small as I want with this carburetor. And it'll take it. They're designed for it. So right now, it's only got this tiny little fuel line on it, but I can, as big as this hole is about as big as I can make the fuel line, to be honest. So it's great, honestly. Well, yeah, and not only that the Pontiacs have the turbos, the Ford 2.3 turbos, the early ones were carbureted, starting in the 9. Now, were they good? God, no. And the 301 turbo was also not good at all. But they did work. It was early adoption of turbo technology and stuff like that. And the 301 turbo was built better than the 2.3 turbo, admittedly. And it was a little more reliable, but it still wasn't the best, mind you. But also, like, the quality of gasoline that was back then wasn't that great. It was much better if you, like, with modern style gasoline, it's actually better than what they had in the late 70s, to be fair. So, 301, sort of like the old 350 diesel. I would take a 301 over that 350 diesel, though. The 350 diesel was a POS, And yes, not all the pace cars were 2.3 turbos, but a few of them were. They were mostly V8s, but there were some turbos made. This is true. But also, like, you could get the carb turbos up until 82. Then they dropped the carb turbo for a couple of years, and then they brought back the Turbo 4 in 84, and then they revealed the SVO Mustang, as well as the Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. You can also get that turbo, I believe, in the Mercury Cougar as well. And yeah, it was honestly, it turned into a much better engine. It still wasn't great though. But yeah, like I said, I genuinely cannot wait to get this carburetor on the car. And this carburetor will be on the car. Well, we'll see actually with this carb. Because I genuinely do not know. I mean, probably not. I will do it as a test to see. I will put this this carb on Stitch when I have sort of some of the upgrades done before the turbo, and I'll see how it is. If it proves to be that this is just going to be awful and it doesn't work, I'll go back to the Motorcraft. It's not a big deal. Or I'll go with my other Holly. You know, because I have two of these Holly 2 barrels. Just this one's a 500 CFM, the other one's like around a 300 CFM. So, or like, was it really half and half? I thought it was less than that. I thought it was like a third of them was, you know, or like a quarter of them were the turbos, while the rest was V8. But I could be wrong, you know. It's one of those things. Have I really looked into the pace cars? Not really. Because anytime you see a pace car for sale, even colossal piece of shit ones that like just should be put out the pasture, they want $5,000 for them. That's like, bruh, you have a VIN there that's all as valuable because the rest of the car's like folding in half. Like, why are you trying to get $5,000 out of that damn thing? Like, no. Like, and I refuse to buy Fox bodies for like a lot of money. I bought so many for so cheap. I can't justify it. Ah, good old anti-flag. Oh, sorry, this is against me. My bad. Not anti-flag. Man, somebody just commented on my video to say that's just a piece of wall art now. I think that's on my, you know, my bumper video, I think. And then the 300 broke, Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing. Small block Chevys are fantastic when it comes to, like, budget builds. They really are. You know, because, like, you can build them fairly cheap. And, what's fun, people don't realize this, but if you get a 305 high output, and you swap out the timing chain, bump up the timing a bit, swap to a 4-barrel carb on that thing, it will smoke every 350 car out there. That's like a stock 350 car anyways. And it doesn't cost you that much in the grand scheme of things. Oh, that was the draw-through setup. Which is the thing. You can have a draw-through setup and it actually works really well. It's just... the problem is... that was not the problem. Like, it had nothing to do with how they were doing that. The problem was the internals of the engine were junk. And they kept breaking connecting rods and busting pistons and stuff. So when it started to get under boost, it was such a terrible design, genuinely, and they just blew up all the time because of that. But being a draw-through setup wasn't a problem, honestly, because like the advantage you have with a draw-through setup compared to a blow-through setup, a carburetor with a draw-through acts just like an intercooler. You do not need an intercooler if you actually do it that way. Because of the atomization of the fuel and everything, it gets really cold. Like, if you actually touch a carburetor body after it was just running full tilt, The body of the carburetor should be cold. The bottom of the carb is going to be hot as well as the top of it, but the middle should be ice cold, to be honest. It's really a cool thing. You know? Number drive, trying to sleep. Oh, exactly. Like, they didn't build the internals of the motor. Had they built the internals of the motor rather than just slap a turbo on stock internals on the 2.3, it would have been fine. Which is what they changed with the SVO. But again, the SVOs still weren't that reliable either. And it took a while for everything to really be good with the turbo technology in them. But then that's why ultimately that Ford decided, okay, fine, we're gonna ditch the turbo setups on these and go to a supercharged 3.8, which was also not good. So, because again, they ran across similar issues where this time they were proactive though. They decided, okay, for this, we're gonna put forged internals into it. It's like, cool. You still have super weak rods in it though. Oh god. Ford and their infinite wisdom throughout the 80s with when it came to forced induction, I don't know what they were thinking with anything. But oh well. Spine. Face is dull. Well, also, here's something interesting. So you want the best, because people talk about, oh, 350, LS, all that for your budget builds. No. You want the actual budget build for a V8 out there? Find an early, up to, I believe it's 94, Toyota 1UZ engine. The freaking connecting rods are about that thick. Like, they are beefy fucking things. So, you can shove a shitload of boost into it. And they love it. Like, people will run stock internals about 700 horsepower with boost with those things. It's like crazy. Now, that's with a different cam, of course, and stuff like that. But they're also overhead cam, too. Well, also, I didn't know that the 5.7 actually has thicker rods than the 392. That's interesting. Had no idea about that. But I am fighting myself to try and stay awake in this live right now. It is coming up on 4:30 here. I mean, it's like 4:20-ish, whatever, a.m. I need to get to bed, so I appreciate y'all tuning in and chat with me this late at night, because you guys didn't have to, and it was just great to be able to chat with y'all this late. So, take care of yourselves. I love every single one of you, and I will talk to y'all soon. And, like I said, there should be a video out by Sunday. That's what I'm hoping for. So, anyways, take care. Catch y'all later. Peace out.